Hello, welcome to this week's Zoom yoga class. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, I hope you'll hit the like button below to let me know that you liked it. Or consider subscribing so that you can be notified when I post new Zoom yoga classes. Let's get started.
Right. Let's find a nice tall spine, settle into our chairs, and let the weight of the body settle. But at the same time, keeping the spine long and the sternum lifted. So there's this alternate force, a little weighted settling sense in the lower body and a lifting in the upper body so that you're nice and tall. You might roll your shoulders up and back and settle them away from your ears. Keep your eyes open or close them, whatever you're comfortable with. And settle into your breath, as always, beginning to connect with it, feel it, notice it. I'm always interested in seeing how the breath responds when I pay attention to it, because it seems to automatically slow itself down. I guess it's just giving me time to watch it and feel it. Unlike anything else, anything wants to be noticed, wants to be seen. So when you see your breath, feel your breath, notice your breath, it responds by giving you its very, very best, right? So notice how it feels coming into the body through the nose. How it feels moving through the body. Not only into the chest, but then notice how it washes over you, perhaps, as you breathe in, filling all the way up. And notice how it feels when you let it all go. You might just get a sense of how it feels to be empty when the breath is gone. So you might hold that emptiness for a second or two before you take the next breath in. And then let it go. And maybe pause while you're empty once again before filling up. So going through this pattern of inhaling, exhaling, and pausing when you're empty, and then filling up again. Kind of spilling over into the exhale when you're full. And pausing just for the count of 1 or 2 while you're empty before you start all over. And take 3 or 4 more of these breaths. I call them triangle breaths. One side spilling over and out, and then pausing as you hold empty. Letting go of that technique after your 4th breath. And just breathing naturally, bringing to mind perhaps something that you'd like to attract, something that you'd like to draw towards yourself, the power of intention or the law of attraction. So you might want more peace, more love, more health, more money, more strength. Just keep whatever it is you chose, whatever it is that word that represents something that you might like to attract into your life. Just keep it in your mind and periodically think about it as we move through the practice. And then open your eyes and we will begin to move. So as always, we begin with 4 sun breaths to expand the lungs, really fill ourselves up. So the arms sweep out to the side, up overhead, press the palms together, and as you exhale, let everything leave you. Draw the navel in, press the breath out, inhale, fill it all up again, expand through the ribs, maybe gaze up at your fingers and then let it all out. Perhaps this time tucking your chin as you empty. Inhale one more time. We're actually going to do 2 more, but this is the next one. Exhale it out. Take these breaths nice and slow. Last one. Really the last one. Inhale, arms sweep wide. Up overhead, press the palms together. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, bring your arms overhead and interlace your fingers and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Relax your arms down. So feel that length from your wrists all the way down to your armpits, down to your waist. Keep your neck relaxed. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lean over to your left. Whoops, your right, my left. Big breaths here into the left side. Bring it all the way back up and take it to the other side. So we're leaning to your left. And then bring it back up. Take a twist to the right. So the left hand comes to the right thigh, right hand behind you. Just kind of stay here. Sorry. Draw the navel in, lift the sternum and the crown of the head and begin to float the head forward and back. Exploring range of motion. Seeing what's tight or stiff. As always, not forcing past whatever blocks come up, anything that says stop, stop. Listen to me, your body says, or I will, I'll get back at you, right? When we force it, it gets back at us. So let's look towards the back shoulder, take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin and relax your shoulders. Oh, so often we think that more is better to really challenge ourselves, and I suppose at times challenging ourselves is good. And even in some yoga classes, that is true. These yoga classes that we do on Zoom every week, they're not so much a challenge, but more of an awareness of our bodies, kind of listening to our bodies. Bring your chin back to neutral and turn it towards the front. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod and relax. Because our bodies really do have a lot to tell us if we pay attention. Bring your chin back to neutral. And then sweep your arms up and come into that twist in the other direction. So the right hand is on the left thigh, left hand behind, or beside you. And again, drift the head forward and back, just noticing and honoring any restrictions that pop up. The next time you're looking towards the back shoulder, pause, take a nice breath in and nod, relax your shoulders. And breathe here. Nice big breaths. Bring the chin to neutral and then turn it towards the front. Once again, take a breath in and nod. Relax your shoulders and take a couple of breaths here. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Keep your feet rooted into the ground. Reach your fingertips forward. Lay yourself over your thighs. Bring the crown of the head towards the floor. Let the arms dangle if you like. Or hold opposite elbows if you prefer. In this seated ragdoll, you might bring movement, rolling shoulders, swaying the torso, or nodding, or shaking the head. Maybe a little bit of all of that, maybe none of that. Whatever you feel is best for you. Take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. And then maintaining some effort in the legs, really engaging the muscles in the legs. Sweep your arms wide, bring yourself all the way up. Press your palms together, bring your thumbs to your sternum. And just pause here for a breath. Nice breaths in and out. And then bring your arms out to the sides with the palms up. So you're just going to reach and reach actively. Engage this tricep, this little wiggly part of our upper arms. See if you can make that muscle feel like it's working as you reach. And then we're going to tap our shoulders 10 times. So here's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Keep your hands cupping your shoulders. Just draw little circles on the side walls. They can be big, they can be small. Try to keep them nice and slow though. Don't rush it. And notice what direction you began so that you can go in the opposite direction. And then the arms go out to the side. We're going to take our left elbow up towards the ceiling. And today we're going to take our right hand and kind of rest it on our left elbow, drawing that arm back and down a bit, kind of walking the hand of that left hand down the middle of our back to the degree that you can. So you're getting a nice stretch here. And then switch sides. So you're going to take this right elbow up and the left hand on top of that elbow. Draw it back. And just get a nice stretch here. And then once again, bring your arms all the way back out and then bring them forward. Turn the palms up and we'll tap our shoulders 10 times. Here is 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 10. Bring your palms together and your elbows out. And we're going to just draw big loopy circles here. So we're going to go over to the right, up and over to the left and back through center. We're just really drawing nice, they're kind of like flat bottom circles. And then when you come through center, move it in the opposite direction. And the next time you're coming through center, pause. Great. Take your arms out once again and take your left arm on top of your right. Find eagle arms of your choice. And take your right leg up and cross it over your left. So cross at the knees, squeeze your legs together. If that's not possible, cross at the shins or the ankles. Nice big breath in, exhale, nod your chin. And if you like, fold into yourself. So the elbows towards the navel, the forearms towards your thighs, chin stays tight. And take 2 or 3 big breaths into the back of your body. Kind of bring that breath all the way down to the tailbone. And then bring yourself back up. Unravel. And move to the other side. Right arm on top, eagle arms of your choice. Left leg this time crosses over, squeeze everything together. Keep the chin tucked, stay upright or not. So if you'd like to fold, go ahead. Elbows towards your navel and the forearms towards your thighs. Chin stays tucked. 2 or 3 big breaths, bringing that breath all the way down your back into your tail. And then back up, unwrap, and unravel. Bring your feet about as wide. Oh, we haven't done our core work, so let's not go there yet. We cannot skip our core because it is foundational, fundamental for our balance and our strength, right? It keeps us centered. So we're going to engage our core. Navel draws in, pelvic floor lifts, low ribs draw in and up. We're going to do opposite knee, opposite elbow, staying as vertical as we can. So here's 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Excellent. So now the external rotation as we reach to our toes. So we go 1 and 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Feet flat on the ground, about hip width distance apart, and the arms down by our sides. We're going to do opposite arm and leg, extending the leg and flexing the foot, and just reaching the arms straight ahead. So here is 1, kind of like a military march, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Great. Now we bring our legs as wide as the legs of our chair. Hands on your sides, just begin to circle. Big or small circles. Nice big breaths as you do. And reverse direction. And then bring yourself back to vertical. Bring your feet back to about hip width distance and take your right leg up. Draw circles with your knee. And reverse direction. Hug that knee in. Circle at the ankle point and flex the toes. Curl and spread the toes. Do whatever feels good for those feet that soon will be free. Those boots. And then flex the foot. And if it's right for you today, bring your ankle to your thigh. Keep this foot flexed. You can always bring that foot along your shin. Or as I so often recommend, if you're having a bad hip day, take that block against your left shin and just kind of let your foot rest. I'm going to stay in this position today because I did a lot of hip work this week. So I'm going to be very kind to me. I'm just going to do a gentle hip opener in this seated pigeon. So this is a modified seated pigeon, but you can come all the way up to your thigh if that's comfortable. And then if you like a little lean forward, you can explore it and always come out if it doesn't work for you. Try to keep the spine long as you try not to round down as you fold, but more lengthen, reaching the heart forward. And then bring yourself all the way back up. Take that right leg forward, flex the foot and bring the heel to the ground and glide yourself down. Then breathe into the back of your leg. Big breaths. You can sigh if you like. And then back up. Take that left leg up and rotate right from the hip crease, drawing circles with your knee and switch direction. And then give yourself a hug on that side, nice squeeze. And a rotation, a point to flex, a curl, a spread, you know the routine. Just kind of move that skin on your foot. And then, if it's right for you, come into seated pigeon on this side with the ankle on the right thigh, or modify the block right against that right shin, and the outer edge of that left foot rests on it. Just kind of let the weight of that leg. So I'm still opening my hip here, but I'm doing it with compassion today. And also the opportunity to lean forward, explore. And then bring yourself all the way back. Take that left leg out in front of you. Keep the foot flexed and bring the heel to the ground. Slide down towards your toes. Nice big breaths. And then back up. So we will move to our sun salutations, finding seated mountain pose, feet flat on the ground, about hip width distance apart. Arms down by your side. And we'll begin by inhaling the arms up overhead and exhaling into cactus. Inhale, a little lean forward, and as you exhale, hands glide over the thighs, over the knees, down towards the ground as the head turns down. Inhale, straighten your arms, reach your heart forward as you draw your shoulders back. Beautiful lengthening of the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, energize your legs, sweep your arms wide. Bring yourself all the way back up. Hands pressed together, thumbs come to the sternum, through the heart and down to your sides. Two more. Inhale up and exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide all the way down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, bring it all the way up. Back through center, back to mountain, last plane one. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And inhale, reverse, all the way back up. And back to mountain. So we're going to add the twists if they're right for you. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side. Take that rotation to the right, and then bring it back down. Switch hands, and rotate them to the left. And bring it back, and fold. Inhale, rise up. Come back to mountain, and we will do one last round. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length, and exhale, left hand down, right arm out, rotate to the right, bring it back, and switch sides, and bring it back, and fold, and then rise all the way up. Press the palms together, bring your thumbs down to your sternum, and pause for just a breath or two to recover, to notice and feel all the effects of these seated postures and movements. See if anything has changed. Most likely something feels different than when you first started. And then opposite hand, opposite shoulder, and we will do our 20 stand-up sit-downs. So here we are. Here is 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, bottom arm to the top, 11, and 12, and 13, 14, and 15, 16, 17, and 18, 2 more, and 19, last one, 20. Have a seat, big breath in, and a big breath out. And find your way to standing. We'll do our joint rotations, get those joints lubricated. Bring your chair to where it will be of use to you. Find mountain pose. So everything's in line, everything's in order, everything's just as it was designed. Shoulders over hips, knees over ankles, crown of the head centered right at the top of your spine. And begin to move your body over your feet, maybe circling around the outer edges or lifting the ball and then the heel kind of rocking or swaying from side to side. Eventually coming to stillness and just appreciating this posture for just a breath. And then we will begin to move all of our joints. So bring your weight into the right leg and step onto the toes of the left foot, toes pointing backwards if that's available to you. And roll over those toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reverse 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Left foot steps down, right steps back for 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. The other way, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Big toes come together and the heels separate. Knees are together, hands above them. Just circle your knees. 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Walk your hands up your legs and separate your feet. Relax your knees, circle your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the other way. 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Keep your legs as they are. Shake out your arms and begin your standing waterfall as you rotate the upper body. Just kind of let the arms gently tap front and back. Keep breathing. This breath. Eventually just kind of letting everything settle. And then stepping the feet further apart, turning the toes out and keeping the heels in. Arms up overhead. We'll sink into goddess 5 times. And we'll hold as usual on the 5th. So here is 1, and 2, 3, and 4. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back up and step the feet together. So for our little lateral stretch here today, we're going to inhale the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up. Same thing we did in the chair, just we're standing now. It'll feel just a little bit different. So relax the shoulders, keep the feet rooted, take a lean over to your right. The left hip can pop out a little bit to the left, but keep the weight evenly distributed in both feet. Maybe the gaze goes down or up or straight ahead, wherever you're comfortable. And take a couple of breaths into the left lung. And then bring yourself back up, take it to the other side. So you're gonna lean in the opposite direction. The right hip might kick out ever so slightly, gaze down or up or straight ahead. Pressing through the palms of the hands to the opposite side of the room. Breathing into the right lung. And then back up. And then relax it down. And shake it out. So we're going to do what we did in the chair for our core, for our moving balance, but it's also working our core. So we're going to bring our opposite knee up and our elbow towards it as we march, kind of march 10 times. So if bringing your knee doesn't make it, you can just bring your hand. It doesn't have to be your elbow to your knee. It can be your hand to your knee. So here we go. There is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and last one, 10. Oh, core, I guess, today. All about strengthening our midsection. Getting ready for the spring. All right, weight into the right side. Onto the toes of the left, we are going into our tree pose. So maybe the heel comes to your ankle, maybe the foot comes up your shin. Hands at the heart or overhead. I'm watching the clock. And then let the knee come forward and step out of the tree. You might want to shake a little. Your body might appreciate that, or maybe not. Bring your weight into the left side. Toes of the right foot, find that rotation. Every side is different. Maybe your foot comes up your calf on this side. Maybe the toes stay down. Hands at your heart. Or overhead, or anywhere that helps you feel balanced. Remember to keep that core engaged. So drawing the navel in if you're going up towards your navel. Find your drishti, your point of focus. And don't forget your breath. And then turn that knee forward. Step out of your tree. And we are ready to do some warriors. So we're going to do a series of warriors. I believe we did this last week too. We're not going to use the chair, but we're just going to kind of do that little warrior dance routine. So the feet are wide and the arms are up, and we are the stars of the show. So take your left toes out, maybe separate your feet to the degree that is comfortable for you to come into warrior 2. So once your legs are where they want to be, bend into that left leg and bring your arms parallel to the floor. Gaze over the left finger, middle finger. Nice reach. So everything's solid from the waist down, you're rooting down, and from the waist up, you're lifting. You're light. Flip the front hand, take your back hand down the back leg, and then really come up to the ceiling with that front arm, that left arm. Come back to warrior 2, and then come into side angle. Come back to warrior 2. So we're going to flow about 3 times through these postures. So from warrior 2, flip the front hand and reverse. Come back to warrior 2 and extend. Come back to warrior two and reverse. Warrior two and extend. Last round, warrior two, and then reverse. Warrior two, and then extend. Stay in extension. Straighten your front leg. Let your bottom arm hang down, and then stack your top arm above it. So your shoulders are stacked, nice and open into triangle, beautiful. Bend into that front leg. Turn your toes forward, come back into the star. And then take the right toes out, arms parallel. Find the right distance for you on this side, could be different than the other side. So the heel of the front foot is kind of intersecting the arch of the back foot. Gaze is over the front middle finger. Flip the front hand and reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two and come into extension. So we'll do 3 more rounds of that. Warrior two and reverse. Warrior two and extend. 2 and reverse. Bottom of the body, the lower part of the body stays perfectly still. So we're just moving the upper body. Last round. Reverse. Warrior two. Extend. Stay in extension. Straighten the front leg. Let the lower arm hang. And bring the top arm in line. So you're stacking your shoulders. Your body's open to the long side of your mat. Your tail and your crown are in line with each other. So you're not dropping your head. Bend into the front leg. Come back to warrior two. Turn your toes forward. Come back into star. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. And we will, in honor of spring, do some bumblebee breaths, some Brahmari breaths as we take a forward fold. So we're going to do 2 of these, and as we fold, we'll hum our way down. As you know, that is Brahmari breath, or a form of it. So take a nice breath in, and slide your hands down your legs as you hum your way down. And inhale your way back up. Let the breath go. We'll do it one more time. Bring the breath in. Hum the breath out. And then bring it back up. Nice. And stuff your feet together. Nice job. So we're going to come down onto the mat. We will go through a simple sun salutation before we do. So find mountain pose. And then inhale the arms up overhead. Press your palms together. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands to shins. Shoulders draw back. Heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Knees can stay generously bent. Sweep your arms wide. Come all the way up. And exhale back to mountain. So we'll find our way all the way down. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hands to the mat. One foot steps back, knee drops, the other one comes back, and you are in tabletop. In tabletop, just do a few cat and cow. So the tailbone lifts, the heart lifts, the belly gently drops a bit, arch in the low back, and then arch the upper back as you go in the opposite direction. A couple of these. And then come back a little bit on your mat. We're going to do 3 rounds of kneeling sun salutations. So here we are in kneeling mountain pose. Inhale your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, sink your hips to your heels. Bring your hands and forehead to the mat. You're in child. Inhale, draw forward to table. And exhale, curl your toes under, send your hips up and back in down dog. Inhale, bring your knees back down. And exhale, sink back into child. On your inhale, keep your arms reaching overhead. Come all the way up, baby back bend, and then back to kneeling mountain. 2 more of those. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, sink the hips, hands to the mat, forehead to the mat, back into child. Inhale to table. Exhale, curl your toes under, send your hips back to down dog. Inhale your knees back down and exhale back to child. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up, arms reaching as you do. And then the arms back by your side. Last time, inhale the arms up and exhale into child. Inhale to table and exhale into down dog. Inhale back to table and exhale to child. Inhale, rise up. And exhale back to kneeling mountain. Good job. We're going to come back to table, only to go through table to a seated posture. Find your way to Dandasana, or staff pose. Your legs extended forward, your spine nice and long. Legs are going to move forward because we're going to come down onto our backs. So here we are in a nice tall spine. Shoulders roll back, elbows move towards each other as our hands are by our hips. Just sit here for 2 breaths. Working to counter this by doing this. A couple of nice breaths here. And then release your hands from next to your hips. Bring them in front of you as if you're holding a tray, and we'll lower to the count of 10 if that's right for you. If you'd rather help yourself down at your own pace, go for that. So here we go. There's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Once you get there, take a nice full body stretch. Take a breath in. And then exhale your knees into your chest. So you're going to bring your knees in, give yourself a beautiful squeeze. And then you rock. I like to just toss my legs from one hand to the other. Eventually coming to stillness here. So we're going to keep our knees over our hips and our shins parallel to the floor. So we're going to do a little core exercise here. So draw your navel in towards your spine. And we're simply going to, the first time I ever saw this particular move, the instructor said, imagine you're just going to tap your foot down to the ground. You don't want to break the potato chip that's underneath your toe. You're barely touching the mat. So I like that analogy. It's because you don't want to throw your toe down to the ground. You just want to very slowly bring it down and tap the ground and bring it back. So we're going to alternate 10 times. Start on whichever side you like. So here is 1. Don't break the chip. And bring it back. Really keep that core engaged. Come down with the other side. Gently tap. And bring it back. That's 1. Here's 2. And 3. It's like you're moving through mud. You're going so slowly. Here's 4. And here's 5. And here's 6. and 7. And 8. 9. Last one. Hug your knees into your chest. Ah, beautiful. And then bring your feet down to the mat. We're going to do one more core exercise. So take your right leg, keep the thighs parallel to each other, just extend the shin up so that the right leg is kind of pressing out through the heel. Again, you're going to turn your pubic bone up towards your navel, really engage your core. And we're going to lower a third at a time. So take a breath in and exhale, keep pressing out through the heel, lower a third of the way. Take a breath in and lower another third. Take a breath in and lower to hover. So you're not even touching the mat, but you can kind of feel its existence underneath your heel. Bring yourself back up. This whole time you're pressing out through your heel. So we're going to do that again. Take a breath in, exhale, lower a third of the way. Breathe in and lower another third. Breathe in and lower to hover. And come back to the beginning. One more, inhale and lower for a third. Inhale and lower that second third. Inhale and lower to hover. Hug that leg in. And bring that right foot next to your left, other side. So the thighs stay parallel, the shin lifts. Press out through the heel, engage your core. Take a breath in, lower a third. Take a breath in and lower a third. Take a breath in, a lower to hover. Almost touch, but don't. And then bring it back up. Take a breath in and lower a third. Another breath and lower. And final breath and lower. Bring it back up. Last one. Nice breath in and then lower. Again and lower. Again and lower. Bring it back to the beginning and then hug that knee in. Nice. Extend your right leg. Keep that left leg in. Take your right hand on your left knee and your left arm out like a wing. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, roll over onto your right hip. Draw that left leg across. Stay connected to the mat if possible through the shoulders and the left arm. And then come back onto your back. Draw that right leg in and take your left ankle to your right thigh. Press your thigh away. And decide whether or not you're going to lift that right leg. Move the right foot. Move or not, maybe rock, whatever feels good here in this reclined pigeon. But sometimes pigeons are more accessible on your back than in your chair. You might feel better on your back or less good on your back, so just modify. Bring that right foot back down. And hug both knees into your chest. Extend the left leg. Left hand on right knee this time. And your right arm is out to the side. Take a breath in and roll onto that left hip as you draw that right knee across your body. And then bring yourself back onto your back. Draw that left foot in Take the right ankle on the left thigh. Same thing on this side, reclined pigeon. So do what feels right for you. Maybe you lift the left leg and extend it up. Maybe stay right where you are. And if that left foot is extended up, just bring it back up. Hug your right knee in and your left. And bring your feet down onto the mat. About hip width distance close to your buttocks. Knees are over your ankles, hands are down by your sides. So we're going to do bridges, flowing 3 of them, holding on a 4th if that's right for you. And it can be a supported bridge on that hold, so you might want to have a block nearby. So the pubic bone turns up, the back flattens, arms are by your side. Inhale, begin to peel your spine off the mat from the bottom to the top. Arms can float up and back if you prefer. You can keep your arms down by your sides. We're going to lower from the top to the bottom, really reaching the tailbone towards the back of your calves as you lower, staying nice and long through the spine. So here we go again. We're going to peel from the tailbone up, pressing up through these hip points. Imagining a string at your heart, lifting it as well, and then lowering all the way down, maintaining a nice long spine on the way. And the last flowing one, here we go. And then coming back down. So this last one is going to be a hold, and again, as I mentioned, you can have a block to support you in this hold, or you can just work your own strength here. This works your core, works your legs, and works your glutes. And so engaging the core, peeling yourself up. If you're going to stay without a block, you might rock your torso, tuck your shoulders, and interlace your fingers to help that lift, kind of pressing through the shoulders and the upper arms. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your knees and reaching your tailbone towards the back of your knee. And then unlace your hands if they're underneath your torso. Lower yourself down one vertebra at a time. And when you land, bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open up. I like blocks underneath my thighs in reclined butterfly, but you might be able to just let them flop open. Whatever your body wants. This is our job, listening to our body and our yoga class. So do what feels good. That's the most important. Hands can stay on your belly, just breathe. Beautiful breaths. And if you do have blocks under your thighs, you might remove them, keeping the bottoms of your feet together. Float your feet up. Reach inside your legs if that's available to you for your big toes or the outer foot. Let the feet come up facing the ceiling as if you're kind of doing a little malasana or squat on the ceiling. You might rock in this posture, you might not. You might extend one leg and then the other or both. And then releasing any bind that you have, bringing your legs together, floating your legs up towards the ceiling. And you have options here. You can stack your hands under your tailbone. You can lift your tailbone and put a block there. You can also just roll a blanket and rest your low back and tailbone on that. You're in a Viparita Karane, that legs up the wall. A beautiful posture that helps bring all the blood out of your legs without the effort of your leg pumps and your heart pump. Just kind of naturally flows back down. And you can stay here if you find this posture to be particularly restful and comfortable, and you just don't want to move. Or find your way to a posture that you would like to be in for Shavasana. And once you find that posture, take a breath in. Big breath in through the nose and sigh out through your mouth. Oh. I have a reading here. From a Root to Bloom is the name of the book. It's by Dana Falls, and it's called Ready to Let Go. And she writes, it isn't really difficult, this bridging of the realms. It takes no special agility, no training in fire walking or turning cartwheels on a tightrope, just a blend of will and surrender. When I open to the source of wonder, I let go of the trapeze to soar weightless and amazed. I calculate without thinking and grab the next trapeze bar on the fly. Will and surrender are not adversaries, the two ends of one broad arc that fills the circus tent with life. There can be no show unless the acrobat is ready to let go. So take one more big breath in. One more sigh out. See if you can surrender yourself to the support of your mat. Letting go of anything that holds you back. So take a long, slow breath in. And a long, slow breath out. Begin to wiggle a finger, your fingers, toe or toes. Circle wrists or ankles. Or let the head gently drift from side to side, just beginning to wake up the body, bring it back to the present moment when it's resting in place. And then if it would feel good to take a full body stretch, go ahead and reach the arms overhead, extend the legs long, take the biggest, fullest breath of the day all the way in. Sip in more. And sigh it out as you wrap your arms around your legs and give yourself a beautiful squeeze, this wonderful hug of appreciation to yourself for carving out this time for yourself and for your body, for being so good to you this morning, helping you through this practice. And your breath for being ever present with you, keeping that life force moving in and out. Choosing to roll to one side, stay on your back, just checking in with how you're feeling. Noticing what, if anything, has shifted or changed since you started the practice. And find something from your practice you can take out into your day, into the week ahead. It could be that slow triangle breath. Pause when you're empty. Just a reminder to slow yourself down. Finding something you can leave on your mat that doesn't serve you, a worry or a fear, a judgment. Go out a little freer and lighter. And then to end your practice, finding your way to a comfortable seat when you're ready. And once you are there, bringing your hands to your heart. We bring our hands to our hearts, reminding us to fill our hearts with kindness and compassion. And to our lips, reminding us to speak words of kindness and compassion. To our third eye, reminding us to expand our thoughts of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as well as others, in honor of the light that shines in each one of us, a light that unites us all. We bow and say namaste.